Hey, what's up, slackers? It's been a minute. I've been busy playing Sonic Frontiers, so in honor of that, I thought, why not look back and rank every Sonic the Hedgehog intro? Because surprisingly, no one has done this yet. So this video idea is mine for the taking before a much bigger and more popular YouTuber does it first. I'm the original. With that said, just so we're clear on what we're calling an intro, I mean the thing that usually plays every time you start up the game, start a new game, or if you don't touch anything on the title screen for a couple seconds, usually accompanied by a banger song, not to be mistaken with an opening cutscene or title screen. With that said, let's do it to it. This is every Sonic the Hedgehog intro ranked. Also, just so this doesn't take forever, I'm breaking the intros up into tiers, and we'll be going through the tiers and why they're in that tier rather than go through each one individually so as not to waste time on things that aren't noteworthy. Lastly, if you want to make your own tier list, I will have a link in the description to the tier maker I made so that you can do that too. But just make sure you do it after you watch and like the video, okay? Now that that's out of the way, let's start at the bottom with F tier.
Shoot, not my day.
In F tier, we got 3 intros: Sonic Riders Zero Gravity, Sonic and the Black Knight, and Sonic and the Secret Rings. They're all this low for different reasons. In Sonic and the Black Knight's case, I put it in dead last because it's 30 seconds of nothing. They show one cool scene of Sonic using the sword and then gameplay. At that point, I just wonder why even make an intro if it's gonna be nothing.
And here we go. I hope you're hungry for nothing.
Because that's what it feels like, nothing. It starts and then it ends. Now Sonic Riders Zero Gravity's intro is just above that, but still booty. A lot of the visuals are just gameplay and they just don't do it for me. It comes off as lazy and bland. There's some cutscenes from the game spliced in, but even those just feel mashed together to make an intro last minute. Overall, feel like something I'd skip every time. Also, the fact that I cannot find a single version of this intro in higher quality lets me know that nobody cares about this intro, and if nobody else cares, why should I? Ungravitify is a banger though, so it's got one saving grace. And Sonic and the Secret Rings intro is just boring. You watch letters fly around for 2 minutes, then Sonic does a thing at the end, which I mean that looks pretty cool, but it's like, why do we have to watch these words fly around for 2 minutes? This sucks. While these 3 intros are here for different reasons, they have one thing in common. They all suck. Moving on.
That can't be good.
D tier. In order, we got Sonic Lost World, Sonic Free Riders, Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games 2020, Team Sonic Racing, and Sonic Generations. In the back of D tier, we got Sonic Lost World. While this one looks pretty good and there's some cool moments, the flickies vibing, the Deadly Six reveal, and Sonic swooping in with the save, it's the perfect build-up for an intro to show a really cool sequence, but that's just it. It builds up and then it just ends. It's like they made half of it and then just gave up. This intro could have been something cool if they just added a bit more, but oh well. Sonic Free Riders is a step up, but only by a little because we get crispy pre-rendered scenes for the beginning and end. I'll be honest, the characters look really good during these parts too, looking the cleanest we've ever seen them. I like these a lot, but you can't put sprinkles on and call it chocolate ice cream, because the middle of the opening is gameplay, and this game sucks, so that's an automatic L, especially since the beginning lures you in thinking, oh, this is finna be clean, then you see the gameplay and it's like, damn, this sucks. At the end of the day, I just feel lied to, which is why it's so low.
How would you show me something if I couldn't have it then?
Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games 2020 has everything a great opening needs. Decent music, character moments, and build-up. The only thing is, I hate looking at it. I don't know what it is with this game in general, but something is just off with the designs in this style. The characters can look so soulless at times, and the animation just feels very stiff overall. Knuckles looks like he's off the walk right now. Also, the downgrade from pre-rendered CG to in-game is jarring, when all the other Olympic games have pretty good openings that are visually appealing. This whole thing just feels off with its style, and the presentation is a major downgrade, but at least they tried, I guess. Also, if you're wondering why I skipped 2016, it's because it has the exact same problems as the 2020 intro, and I don't feel like talking about it. Sue me. Team Sonic Racing is an alright game with an alright intro. Why is it so low though? Looking at it, you'd think there's nothing really wrong with this intro, but there's nothing too great about it either. You don't actually see Team Sonic or Team Dark do anything cool. They're just at the end and at the beginning. No one gets like that one moment to shine like in the other intros. It's a series of events. The song for it doesn't help either, because this track is just meh to me. I really don't like it. Also, the middle is so weird. Like, why are we focusing on these teams for so long? And don't even get me started on these pairings. This one just leaves a lot to be desired, and compared to the other Sonic Kart Racers, this is easily the worst opening out of that series. And rounding off the top of D tier, we got the opening to Sonic Generations, because while the white void limbo imagery is very cool and different for Sonic, they could have done more. Like, you're telling me this is your 20th anniversary intro? It's cool and all, but we need more.
But we want more. We need more.
There should have been like 10 Sonics fighting 10 Eggmans or something crazy like that. The classic Sonic reveal at the end is really clean though. Also, lastly, it's this low because it's literally just the trailer for the game, so the fans, I guess. 20 years meant nothing, Sega hates you, and you get no.
Guess you ain't half bad.
In C tier, we have Sonic Unleashed, the rest of the Olympic Games, and Sonic Transformed. Okay, we've made our way into C tier, and from here on out, I can safely say all these openings are pretty good. So starting off at the bottom of C tier, I gotta put Sonic Unleashed. This is another one of those pretty much just the trailer intros, but it's a damn good trailer. Also, I don't mind that it's just cutscenes and gameplay, because it's some good cutscenes with some good gameplay. So Endless Possibilities is a banger. It's just with nothing original here, I couldn't put it any higher than C tier. It just seems right for this one. Okay, this may seem weird, but hear me out. In the middle of C tier, I'm putting the rest of the Olympic Games. They get lumped together because all of these openings follow the same formula, which is understandable, you know, if it works, it works. But when I gotta watch all these back to back to compare, they start to flow together. Like, there's always gonna be a scene of Amy or Peach where the music slows down and they do something elegant, or two similar characters from each universe are competing. It's a solid formula, so I can't be mad. If I had to pick my favorite out of these three, I'd say the London 2012 one is the best. It has the best music, I like the visuals, and the pairings are cool. I also like that it starts with Sonic running and Mario jumping, so they're both doing what they're known for. So the Dream events being included was a nice change of pace to these intros. So they're all good, just very similar. Rounding off the top of C tier, I'm gonna go with Sonic All-Stars Racing Transform. This one is good. The only thing keeping it from a better rank is it's missing those character moments. For most of the opening, we just follow Sonic. I think it would have been much better if we got to see the other racers a little bit. The transforming looks cool and the music is just alright. So this one's good, just missing those small moments that make a good opening great.
Any objections?
B tier, we've got Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing and Sonic Adventure 2. We've made it to B tier and I consider all these openings to be great. Starting off, I gotta go with Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, the last kart entry on this ranking. This one does everything right that the other two kart racers don't. It's fun, fast, and exciting. There's some great build-up and character moments. The intro starts with Tails, but gradually shows the rest of the other racers. Some even get a highlight, like Ai eating a banana or Akira giving Jackie a boost. It's good stuff. Sonic coming in with the save for Tails, and the last boost is a cool visual. The only thing holding it back is the music is just okay again. Ahead of that, I gotta put Sonic Adventure 2. This one is shorter than your average intro, but it's just as sweet. This one's really good at building a hype. You got Sonic and Shadow running at each other, and in between that you got those dope character portraits of everyone. While it may be more simple than other openings, I think that works in its favor. They don't have the time to show something boring. The music is great for this one, as it's constantly swelling and changing as the characters get introduced. It's a great touch. And the moment Sonic and Shadow cross paths with each other in front of the moon, while the chorus shouts "Live and Learn" in the background, is nothing short of iconic.
It's beautiful.
I'm impressed.
Alright, we're finally at A tier, the rest before the best. Starting off at the bottom of A tier, I'm gonna put Sonic Colors. This one is sharp and fun with a great song to back it. I really like that all of this opening is original and it looks fantastic. You get to see some of the locations in a new way, which is always fun. I really liked how mobile Sonic was in this one. It starts off with him running and keeps a breakneck pace. The highlight though would have to be the transitions between all the different wisps. There's a follow through with the wisp transformation that's so satisfying and feels seamless. Overall, this intro is great. I just think it's missing that X factor to push it into S tier. After that, I think we have what may be the most popular and iconic Sonic opening, which is none other than Sonic Heroes. I mean, people who aren't even Sonic fans know this one. This opening is just fun. The buildup of Team Sonic in the opening is a great touch that shows off their abilities and how they serve their team, giving some shine to Tails and Knuckles. While the middle part may just be cutscenes from the game for the other teams, the ending more than makes up for it. Eggman commanding the Egg Fleet, then seeing Sonic bust through and blow it up is just so sick. Metal Sonic shrouded in darkness makes for a great visual too. Also, come on, how could I not mention how much of a banger the song Sonic Heroes is? This is an A-tier opening. Next, I think Sonic Adventure is very deserving of its A-tier spot. The opening is so mysterious and sets an uneasy tone with static in the background, slowly finding a signal. This is a very different type of intro for Sonic. The whole beginning part building up to perfect chaos is just so iconic, and then that switch to open your heart while we switch between the characters will never not be great. Only thing holding this back is when they do show the cast, they don't really do much, and I wish you had them in it a little more. Nonetheless, this opening will always be great. Lastly, at the top of A tier, it's Sonic Mania.
You what?
Is this nigga serious?
Okay, relax. Let me explain why this is an A and not S. I know, this opening is beautiful. It has a great song, and it's bursting with personality. The only thing it needed was to feature Tails and Knuckles more. Tails is there for like half a second, and Knuckles doesn't get to do anything in this. I feel like they could have at least gave both of them their own little segment to shine. A missed opportunity for me. For that reason, this is why I cannot put it into S tier. I'm sorry, I know it's great, but I cannot.
You're gonna regret this for the rest of your life!
Alright gang, we finally made it into S tier. The cream of the crop. What I consider to be the 3 best Sonic openings of all time. At number 3, I got Shadow the Hedgehog. By now, I think we can all agree giving Shadow a gun was one of the most insane things Sega has ever done with the Sonic franchise. I also hope we can all agree that Shadow with a gun is one of the coolest looking things ever. Say what you will about this game, this opening though is on another level. First off, it's just straight up one of the best looking openings in the franchise. I always found the CGI to be very impressive for the time. Everything looks so crispy. The moments here are just mwah, chef's kiss. You really get to see Shadow use a good amount of his powers in this intro, and he gets active. Like, I will never forget the first time I saw him drive that motorcycle into one of the Black Arms aliens. Also, when you see all the other Sonic characters running together, it's such a nice moment among all this chaos. Or when Shadow is standing over that guy and he's pissed the f off, like, damn Shadow, is this the guy that shot Maria? Why are you so mad? The most insane thing in this intro has gotta be the ending, where you see a battered Sonic fall to the ground while Shadow stands there.
Unfazed!
I'm sorry, man. I wasn't thinking about it when I did it.
Implying that Shadow just killed Sonic. It's crazy, and I love it. This intro is beautiful, action-packed, and has a banger song. Everything you need for an S tier opening. Alright, slackers, I'm gonna be honest. So these last two were a bit of a toss-up. I had to think long and hard about which one of these is number 1 and which is number 2. Don't get me wrong, these are both the gold standard for the series and openings in general. So with that said, this is the second best Sonic opening of all time. Sonic CD, baby. What's not to love about this one? I get taken back a little bit every time I watch it. It seems like just yesterday I was booting up Sonic Mega Collection on my GameCube and saw this masterpiece. I knew I was in for something special when I saw him running, and I noticed he looks a little bit different than usual. This design is still one of my favorite Sonic designs to this day. The animation here is just so fluid and fast paced. The song, whether it's Sonic Boom or You Can Do Anything, freaking slaps. The small details are amazing. When Sonic runs across the water and makes a rainbow, and when he hops across the water or spin dashes down the mountain to gain momentum to make it to Little Planet, its peak. When I think of how I would want to see Sonic move in animation, it's always this opening that comes to mind. Cause he doesn't just run, he skips water, spin dashes, wall jumps between objects, and runs up walls. There's some great poses in here too. It feels like he's an acrobat with how seamlessly he leaps between distances. To me, this will always be one of my favorite openings in gaming for how it depicts the blue blur. It's a non-stop sprint of animation that's just exciting. It is worthy of being number one. If only there was not another. Now when it comes to a good intro, there's only one thing that matters above all else, and that's presentation. To this day, there are no other Sonic openings that are touching Sonic Riders in terms of style. The art direction here is amazing, and it makes me sad that they haven't tried anything that looks like this for a game or even for an intro since this game. The way it opens with Team Sonic and the Babylon Rogue staring each other down on top of this dam so they can show the unique shading on the characters is a great way to show off the new style. Then that waterfall comes crashing in and the race is on. But nah, it wasn't just a regular waterfall in waves, it's a freaking rainbow waterfall in waves. That leads into the city where they could just show off the grinding and the tricks they can do. There's even a tiny moment where Jet looks over at Sonic, which might foreshadow the Tails sabotage, showing just how dirty the Babylon Rogues are willing to play to win. Then Sonic turns around and is willing to give up first place in order to save Tails, showing just how strong the bond Team Sonic has is. Then it all ends with both teams dashing into a tunnel with small flashes of light being the last thing we see, just to show how fast they're really going. This intro is stylish, fast, and exciting. Everything an S-tier opening is supposed to be. The song is also a banger. I swear, whenever I boot this game up, I never skip it because it's that good. We've come a long way, seen intros good and bad, but I think I can safely say that Sonic Riders has the best intro in the series. There hasn't been anything like it before or after it, and for that reason, it's number one. But yeah, slackers, that's gonna do it for today. This one took a long time. This is the longest script I've ever written, so go ahead and like this one for me, please. Don't let this be for nothing. But yeah, if you guys like Sonic or animation in general, just stick around. And that's gonna do it for today, slackers. See ya.